Hi everybody, it's me, Charles Norman, Sports Solutions LLC. We are the creators of AthleticSOS. So I'm going to start putting a QR code here so that you can see what AthleticSOS is. And then always down below, I give you a code and I give you instructions for how to use the code. And you can use our software absolutely no cost. Now our software is for kids that are trying to get athletic scholarships. And so what we do is we take their information, their academic information, sport they play, the level they can play, and we show them all their options and opportunities. And then we just want you guys to go and reach out to those schools that you want to go to that have your sport. And then we show you how to do that also. But you can also use your high school coach, your travel club coach, somebody to assist you. We're just trying to get the kids to do their own homework so they can learn that skill set. So today, if you look at the title, I talk about youth sports, athletic scholarships, planned obsolescence, and what now? And the reason I want to do this is because we're starting to move into this world where people that are going to join and use AthleticSOS and join what Sports Solutions LLC as we move forward, this is kind of, I'm trying to get a mindset around who we are and what we're trying to do. And so one of the things I've been doing, I join all kind of groups that have anything to do with sports, with technology, because that's what the area that we're in, but just sports in general. And so one of the groups that I'm in, and this is a shout out to Tim Claiborne and his Locker Room Sports Group, they have these meets, Zoom meets, at the end of the week. One's on Thursday, that's for professional level athletes that are looking to move into business and things like that. And then on Fridays, it's more entrepreneurs, people that have a business or a project they're working on, or like we do, we're sports development in that youth sports industry, and everybody kind of comes together. And one of the things that he does there that's really cool is you talk about what can you give, and what do you need? What can somebody in the other group, the rest of the group, help you with? What is something that you're looking for? So there's an ask and there's a give. And I love the idea behind that. Met so many cool, great people. Some people in the same area that I'm in, that I'm meeting with, that we're going to try to work together. Even though we both do software, we kind of do the same thing. People consider it recruiting software, but the idea is, can we find a way to work together to help as many people as possible? And we're all about that. So shout out to, like I said, Tim Claiborne. I think they're looking for new members to join that. So if you guys want to do that. But here's the cool thing. Here's the reason I'm doing this video the way I'm doing it now. So you guys, maybe you're 13 to 17, maybe you're a parent, maybe you're in the business of sports tech or something like that. But this is what was interesting, because you guys that play sports, and remember our big thing is you're going to use your sports ability to set the path for the rest of your life, for what you're going to do later. You're going to leverage it so that you can get as many assets in place, so that when planned obsolescence means to me that at some point you're going to come to the end of your career. Now it could end at high school, you don't get to play at college. You could make the college team, but you don't make professional. And then you could go pro, but even that, somewhere either in your 20s, in your 30s, and it's got to be by your 40s, maybe you're playing golf or something and you could just stretch it out a little bit. But at your highest level, making the most money that you can make, it's going to be some point that's going to end. It's just physically the way it is in athletics. And so if that's the case, or you just lose interest, or younger people or new technologies come in and you're not keeping up with them, and whatever is going on, you become obsolete for your period of time. So you want to make the most of it. But here's what was interesting. The call on Friday that I was on, a couple of people kind of go through both because they're former professional athletes, but they're also entrepreneurs. And so they were talking about, one of the players who had to be a professional football player had mentioned that when they retired, the first year out, they still had their name, right? So in the area for the team that they played for, they had played quite a while, so they kind of had a reputation and their name was big. But what was interesting was 3 years later, they tried to make a phone call to get some tickets for some extra people. Like they could always get tickets for themselves at previous, and they hadn't even thought about it. Somebody came into town, they wanted to go to one of the games. And so they made a call to the office of the team that they had played for. They were still in the same city, and there were new people in there, and they didn't know who he was, which was just interesting. And he was saying how quickly everyone forgets about you. And so when these people, when these athletes finish playing, they're trying to hustle really fast to make a name off of what they're already doing, to get themselves entrenched somewhere, because they were making a bunch of money. And so now how do you keep that going? And so and the other interesting thing, I've been in this group for since the summer, And one of the things I listen when I'm on these calls, and there's so many people that are in the field of assisting former professional and college athletes in their transition out of that world. And when you start to think about it, at first I was like, wow, sure is a lot of people trying to help them. A lot of them went to college, a lot of them got their degrees. Why do they need so much assistance, so much help? And when you start to think about it, these kids have been the best of the best since they were 5, 6, 7 years old. And all through that time, people are sort of moving them to where they need to be successful, to keep moving forward. There's a whole army of people that are doing things for them and making sure the path is smooth. As they come through, they're known for what they do, and people are sort of in awe of them, and people around them want to be around them all the time. And people are always saying yes and thank you. Hey, come over here. Hey, what do you think about this? Don't you want to be a part of that? And so all of this stuff is going on, and then all of a sudden, you're 21, 22, 23, it's over. Or you got lucky enough to go pro. Maybe you're 26, 27, 28, there's an injury, or you just didn't quite get over the hump, or whatever it is, and now you're out. And then maybe you're 32, 33, 34, and you got that first, second, maybe you're in your third contract. So you got a really big piece of money. And so now you're, and then you come out, you know, they don't renew your contract, and you kind of bounce around for a while, and then it's over with. But you've lived this certain lifestyle since you were 5 years old. And so when you come out of there, that's a shock to the system. It's a shock to anybody's system, because you're going backwards, it feels, as you're coming out of something that was great for you. Or let's say you're an Olympic athlete, and maybe your sport, there's not a lot of money being involved, but there's still a lot of grace that you're given as you go through life, as you're getting better and better. Yes, you're working hard, but you're getting the best of everything for the most part. And if you're not, if you're in a sport where you don't get that, there's still a feeling of camaraderie, that you're in this world, that you're ascending, and people want to see you get as high as you can. And so that ends. That's a shock to the system. And so what we're trying to do, what we're saying here at AthleticSOS, at Sports Solutions LLC, AthleticSOS, is what if we did it the other way? What if we were happy that our career was coming to the end, that we put the pieces in place so that when we walk out, when we walk away, we already know we want to go do this and that. When it's time to retire, we're throwing our stuff in the bag and getting out of there, because we're racing on to what we're doing moving forward. That's the key. That's it. What if we thought about it completely different? Not that it's a loss, but that is, okay, I did what I need to do here. I accomplished all these cool things, but along the way, I sort of figured out, where am I going when I get out of here? Remember, we're trying to do this in 10-year increments. Remember, we talked about that a lot of times. So, you know, from 13, you'll be 23. What's happening now? How do I get to where I want to get to? From 23 to 33, what does that look like? Where am I going to be? What am I doing? You should be picking up the clues as you move through, especially if you get an opportunity to go to college and play. At that point, you've got a whole campus of kids that are thinking about their future. Who are you hanging around with? Is it only the athletes, or do you go hang around with some of the other kids? Do you make friends outside of your area? Who do you get to know as that athlete as you move through your town, especially if you went to a smaller school? So now that D1 school, whether it's NIA, D1, D2, D3, whatever it is that you're doing, you should be using your athletic position to reach out to everybody else. Everybody else, you can be outgoing. You have something other people can't do. I can't explain to people how rare it is for people to be able to play at the collegiate level. If you can get there, you've done something special, and everybody knows it. People want to do that, and they don't want to do it. Just the thought of you walking on that field, is something could go wrong and you can cost your team the game, or something could go wrong and you can get embarrassed, or you can make a great play and you make it at the moment that it needs to be made. That is what everyone wants, and it's what everyone fears. And so you being able to conquer that puts you in a different level, and you need to understand that. People want to be around that. They want to feel that. They want it to rub off on them, that courage, that confidence, that success. And then how do you handle when things don't go the right way? How do you bounce back from that? And they're like, I would have been just laid out for weeks, you know, if that would have happened to me. And you come back the next week and fix whatever went wrong before. Or you get into this thing and you worked really hard to climb up, and you come up just a little short, and then you come out of that, you go right back to work. Those are the kind of things that people want to be around, that they want to see. That's kind of where we want to go. And I kind of want to encourage you guys more and more. If you're that good at what you do, no, I don't care what level you go to, stop getting caught up in, I got to go to this high D1. And here's the other thing I want you guys to start doing now. When you go and you watch games, like you're watching pro or college games or even high school games, look at the kids that don't get an opportunity to play. And then think to yourself, if they ever get on the court just for a moment or something and they look like they're pretty good, what if they would have went someplace else? What if they would have picked a school that matches them and they would have gone there? Maybe it's not this glory school that you went to, but they went to a school where they got an opportunity to show what they could do and be the best they could possibly be, and showcase to the world who they really are. Who knows where that would have gone? Now, on the other hand, you could say, hey, this kid wasn't really up to that level, but they got to be on this team and they got to go to this school. And this school has this program that they wanted to be in. And when they come out, the alumni from that school are going to be able to help them move forward. Maybe that works out. Maybe that's a great thing for them. But I always say you want to put yourself in a position where you get an opportunity to do what you do. I'm going to keep this one kind of short. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there because I thought it was interesting this past week when I was listening in, and then they had that conversation that at some point there's planned obsolescence. So it can either hit you or you can plan it for yourself and be joyous when that time is coming where, okay, good, I get to hang this stuff up. I've done everything I can do in this. I'm finna move over here, and I've got some people in place, and we've got some people that I can help, and they can help me, and we're finna go do the do. So that's the kind of thing that we want to have in our mind. Remember always, and I'm gonna start closing out with this one, sports is what you do. It's not who you are. So it's just a piece of something, and you're good at it. Fantastic. Let's take it. Let's run with it. Let's enjoy it. But then let's have something for when it's done. All right, guys. Always, best of luck to you in all your endeavors, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.